Hello students, in my last session I explained structure of sentences so that you know that what is the subject, predicate and the enlargement of subject and the object, everything you know very well. Now today in a sentence there is a phrase and clause that I will explain you today in this session. So let's start the topic, the phrase and the clause, which we find in a sentence. Now what is phrase and what is clause, that I will explain you with a example. Now see, he left us in the morning. He left us in the morning. What you observe in this sentence? I have underlined the part in the morning. You know very well that this is the subject, verb and this is object. He left us. This is enough. This is enough to make the complete sense. Now in the morning, if we will break the sentence and in the morning part, you will see that there is no subject and no object. It is the complete, it is having a sense. In the morning is having a sense. But this group of words is not making a complete sense. In the morning it looks just like an incomplete sentence. So we can say this is a phrase in which there is no subject and no predicate part. Only a group of words which make sense but not complete sense. Now the second thing, he left us when the morning came. Now you will see that he left us is a different sentence, and when the morning came is a sentence which is having a subject and also a predicate. When the morning came, here the morning is called subject and came is a verb, so it is a predicate part. So we can say that a clause that have a subject and predicate of its own and having a complete sense. If you will ignore he left us, then when the morning came is also having a good sense. Okay, so we can say that this is a clause, and in the morning is having no perfect meaning, so it is called a phrase. So now the definition will be, a phrase is a group of words that make sense but not complete sense, and you can add that it has no predicate and no subject. Even a clause is a group of words that forms part of a large sentence and has a subject and predicate of its own. When you will read next part, that time you will understand that what I am going to say. A clause that is having its own subject and also predicate, and it is a part of a large sentence, and without it the sentence becomes different. Okay, so this is called phrase and clause. Students, I explained the phrase and the clause. So now you can understand that what is called phrase and clause. Now there is a different part which we have to identify in a sentence, that the phrase and clause is a adverb, adjective or noun. In my next session I will explain in detail, but in short I am going to explain today. Okay. Now see, example is given over here that he returned at sunset. Now obviously the question arises in our mind that when he returned at sunset. Second example is he returned when the sun set. Again the same question is arising in our mind, that when he returned. So now here at sunset is not a complete sense, is not having its own subject and predicate, so it is called a phrase. So the question, when the question comes in our mind about when and does the work of an adverb, that is called adverb phrase, because it is a phrase, it is not having a subject and any predicate part. So that is called, it is called adverb phrase. And here when the sun set, this is also working as an adverb because it is giving the answer of when. So this is called adverb clause because it is having its own subject and predicate. So the sentence when it contains its own subject and predicate, it is called clause, and when it is giving the answer of when, that is called adverb clause, and here it is adverb phrase. So now let's learn about the definition. A group of words which contains a subject and predicate of its own and does the work of an adverb, that is called adverb clause. Now here the definition of adverb clause was there. Now the next is adjective phrase and clause. How will you identify about it? Now see, again I wrote here the example that he likes a story with a moral in it. Which type of story he likes? He likes a story with a moral in it. So here with a moral in it is called a phrase, because obviously it is not having a subject and predicate part. It is a group of words which is giving, not having complete sense but just having a sense. Okay, so it is called phrase, and also it is working like what sort of story he likes with a moral in it. So that's why it is working as a adjective. Okay, it is working here adjective. He likes a story. What sort of story he likes with a moral in it. So here the phrase is working of an adjective and it is qualifying a noun story. So that's why it is called adjective phrase. Okay, and the next sentence is he likes a story which has a moral in it. Same sentence, but this is a clause which has a moral in it. Same, what sort of story he likes is qualifying the word story, noun. So when you know the definition of adjective, when the word is qualifying a noun or specify something, that is called adjective. So here these both are working as an adjective. So this is called adjective phrase and adjective clause. So these are the adverb phrase and clause and adjective phrase and clause. Adverb clause and adjective clause, that I explained you. Now the third one is noun phrase and clause. Let's learn with example. They expected to win the match. What they are expecting? Here the question is what they are expecting to win the match. So here it is, this phrase is working as a noun. This is to win the match is called phrase because subject is not there and predicate also. So that's why it is working as a phrase. And here it is qualifying the noun, so it is called noun phrase. They expected that they would win the match. Here that they would win the match is a clause which is having a subject and a predicate part. And here you will see that is also working as a noun clause because it is the sign. When the sentence is having this type of conjunction, that and all, so it is called just like a noun clause, that they would win the match. So the definition will be a noun clause is a group of words which contains a subject and a predicate of its own and does the work of a noun. This is working as a noun because it is saying about the person, okay, what they are expecting. So this type of sentences is called noun phrase and clause. Here I wrote 3 more examples to explain you about the noun, adjective and adverb clause. See, I asked her where she was going. So now I asked to whom? To a girl, to her. So that's why this is where she was going is a clause and it is called noun clause. Okay, because it is qualifying the noun. It is saying it is doing the work as a noun. So it is called noun clause. The boys went when the school was over. Here the question is raising about when. When the boys went. when the school was over. So this sentence is an adverb and here it is a clause, so it is called adverb clause. Okay, and now the third one is, this is the beggar whom we met yesterday. Here it is saying qualifying as a noun, beggar. So that's why this clause is called adjective, because it is qualifying a noun, beggar. So that's why it is called adjective. So here it is a adjective clause. And you all will see that these all sentences are having its own subject and predicate. She and was going. Here the school and was over. Here the subject is we and met yesterday is called the predicate part. So in this way you can identify the adjective, adverb and noun clause, and we can say that there are the three kinds of clauses: adjective, adverb and noun. I will explain in my next session about the in there also noun clause also their positions are different. So how will you identify the position and what you will say about the position of the clause? So that different thing, everything I will explain you in next session. Here I will tell you about, I will explain the next point is about the sentences that is simple, complex and compound, because these are relevant to these all. If you know that the phrase and the clause, then also if you are able to understand that which sentence is called simple, which is having phrase or all, then compound and then also complex. So it will be easy to you to identify the noun, adverb and adjective clause. So let's have a look on these sentences. So students, sentences are having three different kinds. Just like a sentence is called a simple, compound and also complex. But how will you identify these all? That I will explain you today in this part. Now see, the sentence is I is having simple, compound and complex. First is I have written over here example that Raman won the first prize in English. Now here you will see that this sentence is having a subject, one subject, only one subject is there, and also a one finite verb. So we can say that a simple sentence is one which has only one subject and one finite verb. If you will found in a sentence only one subject and one finite verb, so you just think that this is a simple sentence which is having only one subject and one finite verb. He went to school. So in this example also one subject is there, he, and went is a one finite verb. I like to do my work. So here I is one subject and like is my finite verb. So this is all called simple sentence, and I think that you all are very familiar about the simple sentences. But there is a complication between the compound and complex, that how you will identify it. Now see, first example I have written over here that the way was long and the night was dark. Now here if you will read again the sentence, you will find two subject and two finite verb is there. The way was long, the night was dark. Here this sentence is joined with a conjunction and. But if you will ignore it, or you will see, you will find two sentences in a one sentence. The way was long, the night was dark. These two sentences both can stand alone. They both are having their own subject and their own finite verb. They both can stand alone. It is enough. The way was long. No, we don't want any other requirement. Okay, this is the different sentence. And the night was dark. It is also a different sentence. So when a one sentence having two sentences and they both can stand alone without any support or without any requirement, that is called coordinate clause. That is called coordinate clause, because there are two subject and two verb and both the sentences are different, but they are in one sentence by joining the conjunction. So that is called coordinate clause. Okay, remember it. So here we can say, second example, let me explain you first, then I will explain you about the definition. He went to the window and looked out, but saw nobody. Now here the one subject is only given he. So you will say that it is a simple sentence. No, it is not a simple sentence, because you will find more verbs are there in the sentence. Went is the one verb, looked is also the second verb, looked out, and the third part is saw. Okay, now break the sentence. He went to the window, he looked out, but he saw nobody. So now here it becomes the three sentences, which is having a one subject he, but if you will break, it will stand alone. He went to the window can stand alone. He looked out can stand alone, and it has its own meaning. And he saw nobody is also a one sentence which can stand alone. So now here you will see that so many coordinate clauses or sentences are given over here. So now a compound sentence is one that is made up of two or more coordinate clauses. So when you see in a one sentence more than one or two clauses, then it will be the compound sentence. The sentence which is having more than two clauses and which can stand alone without any support, that is called compound sentences. Now student, the last one is the complex sentence, and that I will explain you. Now see, I do not know where he lives. Here in the sentences clause I explain you, and you know that I do not know is making a complete sense and it can stand alone. Okay, so it is a main clause. This is called main clause. Where he lives, it is also having a subject and predicate, but if I will say where he lives, that will the complete sentence but not making a complete sense. It has a sense but not complete sense. So that's why where he lives is depend on the main clause, because if you will read where he lives, that is incomplete. But if I say I do not know where he lives, that this is making a complete sense. So when the clause is depend on the main clause, that is called subordinate clause. Okay, it is called dependent and subordinate clause, and that's why you can identify the complex sentence, that in a complex sentence one will be the principal clause and the other will be the subordinate or dependent clause, and it can be more than one or two. Okay, so that is on you, that how you are identifying the sentence. Here main clause will be I do not know, because this clause is not required this. Okay, if there is no sentence where he lives, then it is alone, it can give a proper meaning. So a complex sentence is one that is made up of one principal clause and one or more subordinate clause. So now I think that you can easily understand about the simple, compound and complex. Simple sentence which is having a subject and one finite verb, that is called simple sentence. Compound sentence which is having a coordinate clause, means that which is all the words, all the clauses are having a complete sense and they are joining in a one sentence. They all are having their own sense. Okay, so that is called compound sentence. And in complex sentence, one will be the main clause and other will be the dependent or subordinate clause. So this is the way to identify the simple, compound and complex sentence. Now here more examples I have written over here. So have a look. Walk quickly or you will miss the train. Now here can you guess that which kind of sentence this is? Yes, it is compound, because walk quickly enough to say the meaning is complete, and the second, you will miss the train. This is also a separate and independent clause. So two independent clause are making in a coming in a one sentence, so it is a compound sentence. So you can say that this is the compound sentence. Okay. Second one, I know where he has gone. Now here again you will see that where he has gone is not complete without this main clause. I know is enough, but where he has gone is not complete. So here the sentence, you will observe one more thing, that complex sentence are having this type of conjunction, just like where, what, whom, why, these all, because, everything it is having. I know where he has gone, it is called a complex sentence. Fine. Now the third one, I saw a place where wild roses grow. Now here where wild roses grow is having the different subordinate clause, which is depend upon the I saw a place. So here again it will be the complex sentence. Now easy. Now the last one is work hard and you will pass. Okay, work hard is a one coordinate clause and you will pass is the other coordinate clause, which is called a compound sentence. So it will be the compound sentence. Okay, so in this way you can identify the complex and compound sentence in a one sentence. Fine. Now with three example I will explain you, if the sentences are given and if somebody asks you to change the sentence into compound and complex, then how will you make it? So let's have a look on that example. Here I have written three examples. The first one is, you must work hard or you will not win the first prize. Once you will see that it is a compound sentence, that you have to change into a simple sentence, and you remember that a simple sentence is only having one subject and also the one finite verb. Now students, to make a simple sentence you can use the gerund and also the infinitive to make a simple sentence. It is not prohibited that you cannot use it. You can use this both to make a complete sense. Here we will frame like this, that you must work hard. Now one verb we have taken, one subject we have taken. So now what we will do? Now here we will remove this, or you will not. We will remove this and we will say, you must work hard to win the first prize. Now you will see that here only the one subject and one finite verb is given over here. Okay, work is given one finite verb. Must and work is here the finite verb to have. So to win will be the infinitive. We use to win to make a one simple sentence. So in this way you can change the compound or complex sentence into a simple. Now second, unless you work hard you will fail. Here what will be the compound sentence? We have to change this sentence into compound. Now make two sentences. Work hard, this is the one sentence, or you will fail. So two different coordinate clause are making one sentence. So it is called compound sentence. Work hard or you will fail. We did not have to change the meaning of the sentence. Now the third one, he did not work hard so he failed. Now make it complex, and you know very well that in a complex sentence one main clause will be there and the second subordinate clause. So now make like this, he did not work hard and so he failed. We can change like this, he failed because he did not work hard. Now you will see that he failed is a main clause and because he did not work hard is a subordinate clause which is dependent on this main clause. So this will be the complex sentence. So like this you can do practice at home and you can find that how you can change into the simple, compound and complex sentence, and you can practice about the phrase and clause. Whenever you read the sentence you can do practice about, you can find that this is called phrase, this is called clause. So it will be helpful to you to identify about the noun, adverb and adjective clauses. Okay, we will meet again in my next session. Till then, goodbye, take care.